there, it's Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead. I've got all my outside chores done. I was going to film this outside, but it's getting kind of warm out there. So yes, I am using my kitchen table as a garden bench. So what I'm doing now is I've sorted all my seeds, what I want to plant, and I've got the ones for indoors now. These are the ones that only germinate in the cooler weather, and they take the longest. So you really don't have a choice where I live because it's still really hot, and it will be really hot for a while. So I have to plant these indoors. So a lot of times I feel like, geez, I just got my counter space back and my kitchen table, and now I'm filling it up again. But it's the only way I can do this. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So you need to research your area and your zones, see when what your temperatures are and when you can plant, that kind of thing. As a general rule, I start out with what the seed package recommends, and then I just go from my area. I know because we are at almost 3,000 feet, so our growing season's pretty short, and we get our hard frost a lot sooner than down in the valley. Then you're going to need some type of pots. I prefer to use solo cups, and then I just poke holes in the bottom with these. There's several ways you can do it. I've seen people just use soldering irons or wood burners and just kind of melt. I just don't like the melting plastic. I just use like an ice pick kind of a thing. Anywho, and so I've got all those ready. You've got to have your soil, and I use this really good soil. I want to say it's called Black Magic or something like that. I've been using it the last 2 years and I love it. It's organic. You want to get your soil damp but not wet, if you know what I mean. So seeds need moisture to germinate, so you're going to be misting them too, just so you know, till they germinate. And then once they start germinating, you're gonna put the lights on, and then I use trays. This is a big old roasting tray I had, and it was Teflon coated, and I thought, instead of throwing it away, I thought, you know, I'm gonna use that for a seed starting tray. It works great. And then I have another one here that's really what this guy is. I got this at a yard sale. So you use what you have. I used to use those tinfoil roasting pans. They're disposable. Those work great. However, they are very flimsy once you get them full of plants. So I double them. And then I switched all my, cookie sheets over to my cookie sheets for the same type of material, kind of like a coated metal like this. Well, I don't like that, and I'm slowly switching over to the Pampered Chef stoneware. So I don't need them anymore. So when you use those flimsy foil roasting pans, put a cookie sheet under them. That way, if they accidentally get a hole, you're not leaking everywhere, and you can just pick up the whole thing by the cookie sheet and move it around. It's awesome. I thought of that last year. So that works. You got to use what you have. Start where you are, use what you have. So my first thing I want to do is get out my seed packets. Now I've got some Chinese cabbage, I got some onions, I've got red cabbage. These are siskiyou seeds. Look how beautiful this packet is. And it shows all their brassicas, and on the back it says brassicas. It's kind of a general description and how to grow, that kind of thing. These guys are from Williams, Oregon, and I saw them at the Idaho Homesteaders Convention. I bought those seeds from them there. So I'm really excited to try those out. But I've got, what else do I have? Broccoli. I've got another kind of broccoli. I've got cauliflower. I've got regular green cabbage. I've got Redwood Seeds is a local company. I absolutely love these guys. I just ordered, they have, what is it? some kind of fire sale. I saw it on Facebook this morning. And so their seeds are only $2 a packet, and you can't get much cheaper than that. So I ordered a bunch of her seeds, and it's a small family business, and they're from Manton, California. And they were right in the thick of things with that darn fire that we had. I think it burned right up to Manton. So she's having a fire sale. And I believe they're 40% off. So go to their website. It's, let's see, Facebook. The Facebook, it says @Redwood Seeds. And then I'm trying to look for her website. I imagine it's just redwoodseeds.com. She's also on Instagram, and you just put the @ Redwood Seeds. So she's got some beautiful seeds, and she sells them at a lot of the local stores. I know Holiday carries them. A lot of places do. I think maybe even True Value in Palo Cedro. But I've grown, this is the broccoli that I grew that I keep, it just keeps on giving it up. It's wonderful. So I'm going to plant that again. And then the Chinese cabbage, it grew really well, but the earwigs attacked it all. I'm going to try Brussels sprouts. I've still got some out there, my one lone plant. All these things are in a category of brassicas, and they love, or cruciferous, whatever you want to call them, they love the cooler weather, and they're much sweeter and more delicious in the cooler weather. So they're good fall crops and early spring crops, and they're also cold tolerant. So I'm going to grow this pak choy or bok choy. I don't know which it is. Oh, this is pak choy. To me, they taste the same. I don't know what the difference is. But I put this in my stir fries. It's delicious. This grows really well here. And then I want to grow some more kohlrabi, because it'd be nice to have this in the middle of winter when we don't really have any vegetables out of the garden. I've got some red torpedo onions. I bought these. This is the Heirlooms Evermore Seed Company. And I will put a link to all these guys. I bought their seeds in Idaho. And super, super, super nice people. These were all only $2 when I bought them at their little booth at the show. So I'm going to try these red torpedo onions. I've not gotten very good at growing onions yet, but I'm telling you what, I'm not ready to give up yet. So that's everything that I'm going to plant, at least today. And then my next category is things to direct sow right now. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, and parsnip is one of those. So I'm going to try, I've tried a couple times to grow these. I'm going to try it again. I'm not going to give up. Oh, right. And these are take a very long time. I think it's 130 days. So I'm going to try to grow those and see what happens. All right, so here we go. So all we do, very long-winded, sorry. So all we do is we grab our little cup. I try to make sure they're not cracked or anything. Sometimes they get cracked. These guys will last me at least a couple of seasons. And I'm telling you what, and that means planting them spring and fall. So I think you get your money's worth. So I'm going to fill up a few of these just to get myself going. You don't want to pack it down too tight. There we go. Let's get them going. So I kind of have like a little assembly line going. And then I ordered, and don't come at me, that was that one and only Temu order that I did. I got these nice little garden stakes, markers, I should say. And I think I got these for free. It was like, I don't know how many in a package, 100 or 50 or something. So these will last me a little bit. They're pretty thick too. Look at that. Then you're going to want to have a marker, of course. So that's basically all you need just to get you started. A spray bottle would be nice to mist everything once you get it all in there, give it moisture. And then I'm going to have to get out my, I call them my grow lights, but they're really the cheap shop lights from Harbor Freight. And they're, I forget how many lumens, but the lumens is pretty high to try to replicate the sun. All right, so I'm gonna fill up one more cup here. Some of these things, like the onions, I will plant quite a few in one cup. And then what they do is they grow up, and as they grow up, you're going to, they get about this tall, you're gonna cut 2 inches, oops, sorry, about this tall, cut 2 inches off and just keep giving them haircuts until it's time to plant them outdoors. And then you just, when it's ready to plant them outdoors, you just kind of gently tease them apart and then plant them in the ground. So we're gonna try. I'm not good at onions yet either. Between the critters and my lack of knowledge and experience, I'm just gonna keep trying. Like I said, you don't know until you try. Just keep try again. I guess that's my motto. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna plant are my little siskiyou seeds. These are called broccoli, Steve's Select Tender Early Green, and these take 60 to 80 days. So it says from coastal to desert climates, grows nicely, doomed central head after cutting, continues to produce abundant, tasty side shoots. So that's kind of what I'm having right now. So I'm really excited to grow these. And let's see, I'm gonna put on my little thing. I like to do that first. I'm just gonna put broccoli. And then I'm gonna put Steve's. That way I know it's not the other kind. So I have my little marker here. So then brassica seeds are pretty darn small. So you just kind of put them on there. I'm only gonna try to grow 4 of these because I have another kind. And I want to show you just how tiny these are. And so, I don't know how many I got here. I'm just gonna sprinkle them around. Here's my cup. Sprinkle them around in here. And then I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of dirt and sprinkle it on the top. And then just kind of gently tamp it down. Put in my marker. And then this is gonna go in my seed tray. So that type of broccoli is done. So the other thing, and I've showed this before, these kind of have a resealable tacky stuff, which is actually really nice. You just press it right back down. Because if these fall out, they all look similar, very similar, and it will be hard for you to identify one from the other. So I'm gonna grab my painter's tape. I forgot that. Hold on. Okay, so the last thing I have to plant are my Heirlooms Evermore Seed Company Red Torpedo Onions. These are my very favorite. So I don't know that these are a fall or winter onion. It says it's a good cool weather performer, so that's exactly what we're going for here. I'm going to open these guys up, and I plant onions a little differently. I put several seeds in 1 cup. I gotta get these little guys open though. They're kind of hard to open. Bear with me here. There we go. Okay, so I don't know how many seeds are in here. But approximately 150. We're not putting all of those, but we are putting several. So let's see what we got here. Onion seeds are pretty tiny, so I'm gonna put, that's quite a few if you can see them. Then what I do is I sprinkle them around very thickly. And these get little sprouts on them. And once they get up this high, I give them a haircut, and then I'll grow more and keep giving them haircuts till it's actually time to plant them outside. Again, I just put a little teeny tiny bit of soil on top, gently tamp them down. There we go. And I'm gonna cover this, close this packet that I demolished with my tape. There we go. So when I upload this video, I will put a link to all these small seed companies that I use, just so you can go check them out and hopefully give them some business. I'm really excited to try the Evermore seeds, the heirloom, and then also the Siskiyou seeds, because I have not tried either one of those brands before, so that's pretty exciting. All right, so then I want to put torpedo onion. I'll put onion. It's going to be a torpedo. And I will keep our fingers crossed. The good Lord willing, we will have onions from these. All right, so this is going to join all these guys over here. So this is all I'm going to be planting indoors, I think, this whole year. Let me take a look at these. So I got the indoors now. That's what I just did. Then I'll have direct now, which is my parsnips. I should put those out. And then everything else that I'm going to plant is going to go direct sown outdoors next month in September. And there's quite a bit. I've got radishes. I've got 3 or 4 different kinds of lettuces, kale, carrots. I bought some oxheart carrots. I'm really excited. I've been wanting to grow those. That's from the, they're a large heart-shaped root, and they looked pretty cool, and they're best for growing in heavier clay soils. Like, that's what I have. So I think that's a really cool thing I'm going to try. Rutabagas, I grew those last year, roasted them up. They were delicious. I have some beets growing now. I don't know if you guys saw that video, and as soon as I planted them, Johnny went over there. I watered him in, and he went over and laid in it, and I was like, oh no, but they're growing. So it's a beet mix from M.I. Gardner. I'm going to plant those. And then I've got some Wando peas. What else? Sugar snap peas. I'm going to try those. Then I just got these. These are those 4 for $1 peas. These are Alaska peas, they're called. Peas do really well in cool and cold weather. And then I want to plant some radishes. I've got these sparkler radishes. Then the hailstone. These are one of my favorite that I've grown so far. And I have some other seeds coming. I just placed an order this morning. And then I have some more M.I. Gardner seeds coming, and they have the longer, they're not the breakfast radishes, but they look like them. They're long, narrow, but I love these hailstone. Those are really good. And when you grow the radishes in the fall, it's cooler, so they don't get as spicy, and they're sweet and they're delicious. And then these scarlet globes, these grow really well. So that's what I have going to seed. Those two, excuse me, are going to seed. I let a couple of them go to seed of each one out in my garden. So I will have seeds from those, which is pretty cool. And so I don't know in the fall if you can actually let things do that, because they don't get hot and they don't bolt. So, but that's okay. Those long skinny ones that I have coming, I'm going to plant some next spring too, so I can save seeds from that. So that's everything I've got going right now. So I'm really excited. I'm really behind on all these brassicas that I just planted today, so I was kind of nervous about that, but you know, all you can do is try. It just cost me a few seeds from each packet and some soil, you know. and you can always reuse the soil, so don't worry about that. All right, well, I hope wherever you are, you're having a great day. I hope the sun is shining. If you have any questions, or if you have any tips or any of that information that I did not cover, please put it down in the comments. And thanks a lot for watching, sharing, and commenting. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.